I'm checking out this podcast. Several people on the podcast giving their opinions about this Wilder versus Fury fight. I even did my little commentary on it or whatever. And some important questions raised. Questions of a curiosity statement. You know what I mean? And one of them was like, do you think Wilder should quit? Whatever in the world possessed him to think that he could go and be in the ring monster. So this is what the commentary, this is what they're stating in the comment section and on the panel. It's like, Wilder's a wash, he should quit. He's sorry. You know how people are. They love you when they love you and they hate you when they hate you. So I'm sitting back and I'm wondering, like, what would possess Wilder after losing twice? What would make a man say, yeah, I want to get back in the ring? And I started to think about some stuff, and I want you guys to let me know if you guys agree with my thought process. I really want to know that. Even if you disagree, I want to know. I believe that Wilder's support system had a lot to do with him jumping back in the ring. I believe his support system had a lot. You know how you got those friends that's always hyping you up, even though they know better. They know you probably ain't built like that. They know you don't have enough stamina. They know you ain't mentally prepared. You ain't right. But your day ones, they hype you up. Your ace boom coons, your ride or dies, your homeboys, your homegirls. You know what I'm saying? Those people hype you up to a state of delusion. I believe that was the issue with Wilder. I believe that they hyped him up to a state of delusion. Me personally, I don't believe he gonna quit. I don't believe he gonna give up. I know he probably understands that everybody loses. It's just there's not a lot of people in the boxing arena that have lost 3 times. Of course, we might want to say it's ego. Of course, we might want to say, it's this whole black facade or manly facade that, people must say, hey, no, forget this. I got to go back. I got to go get my win. I got to get my W. I can't take this L. But I truly believe it's his friends. It's friends. How many people got friends that hype you up when you're not ready? You're not mentally prepared. You're not emotionally prepared. You're not physically or financially prepared to do something, but they hype you up. That's what, come on, don't nobody keep friends around them that tell them the truth. They ain't gonna tell you the truth. They not gonna tell you the truth. Most people keep people around them that are yes men and yes women, that are okay with the foolery and shenanigans. They're not gonna keep nobody that's around that's gonna give you some tough love. Let's just be real. Let's just be real. Your day ones is gonna tell you about that life. You know what I'm saying? You can beat them. I'm sure the conversation went something like this. I'm probably paraphrasing, but stay with me. I'm going somewhere with this, right? They sitting around at the barbecue. Wilder's like, I ain't even really got to die. He eating a big burger and shit. Mustard stains all on his mouth and shirt and shit. Eating a Spam burger. And he's talking to one of his homeboys like, let me get a Corona. Nah, man, I ain't drinking Corona. I'm drinking straight Henny tonight. I'm trying to get twisted. I'm like, okay. So Wilder like, I got this fight coming up. You know what I'm saying? That white guy again. His homeboys, his day ones was like, yeah, that white guy. Oh, the one that was the issue last time. You could beat him. This is how the conversation is going, ladies and gentlemen. They hyping him up. They saying, you could beat him, The only reason he won, how you got those friends that say the only reason the only reason he won. So they start getting into his head, trying, saying that, you the champ, you can beat him. Can't nobody beat you. You got the right hand of God. So in his mind, he starts saying, yeah, I can beat him. He hyping himself up. But see what happened after Wilder got hit and he went down for the first time? When he got back up, it was not the same Wilder. It was not the same Wilder. Whatever trauma, whatever PTSD, whatever nightmares he had, he started reliving that in actual time. We were seeing him live out his nightmare. What if I fall again? What if I don't prove that my bark is as loud as my bite? What if I don't prove that? And I think that's what happens in life a lot of times. We get people to hype us up to make sure that our bark is the loudest. We want everybody to know what it is that we're doing. You know how social media is. Come on now. We want to keep up with the Joneses. We keep friends around us that keep us hyped, that keep us, you know what I'm saying, keep us deflecting, keep us not worrying about self-awareness, not worrying about nothing else. It's all about us. And the thought process is, sometimes you got to have somebody around you that tell you the truth. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Sometimes you got to have somebody around you to be brutally honest and tell you, bruh, you need to work on your craft. Ma'am, you need to work on your craft. You need to be better. And I think the issue is that a lot of times we don't have a lot of people around us that tell us we need to be better. And I truly believe that Wilder was one of those guys. It's like, well, I don't like what this coach is saying, what this trainer is saying, so I'm gonna go get me another. But that coach, that trainer was probably telling you, bro, you're not as good as you think you are. You know what I'm saying? It feels good, it sounds good, but when it comes down to the rubber meeting the road, you fall short of some things. But we can work on it. We can get you there. But some people, how many friends you got that want it now? They want it now. They gotta have it now. They don't want to be patient enough to grow into the position. They say with great power comes great responsibility, or with great responsibility comes great power. Either way you go, or either verbiage you use or term you use. The fact of the matter is, would I want to get in the ring with Fury? No. Well, would I want to get in the ring with Wilder? No. But the fact of the matter is, when you step up to that plate and you say, I am ready, I am prepared. Physically, he may have been prepared, but mentally, and I think that's an issue that a lot of us have. Mentally, we're not prepared. We're not prepared for a relationship. We're not prepared to do the things that we've set out to do in life in reference to reaching our goals. We're not prepared to be parents. We're not prepared to do the things that we need to do so that way we can really level up. Are we prepared? We do a great job in making sure the people around us talk to us as if we're prepared, hype us up. You know those friends that hype you up. Girl, go ahead and take another shot. You can handle a shot. Girl, you know, I only drink a glass of wine. You know, when I get them shots, I get crazy. Girl, take that shot. Come on, bro. You can mix it. You can mix alcohol. You can mix light and dark, man. Come on, bro. Man up. Man up. And you take it and you throwing up for the rest of the night. You in the hospital. You drove drunk and now you got a DUI. God forbid if you hit somebody. But your friends hyped you up. You kept those people around you to hype you up, and they hyped you up to a point or past delusion. Was Wilder crazy for jumping in the ring? I don't think it was crazy. I think that was ego. Of course, money's involved, but of course, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, and maybe it's just me. You know, this fight represented a lot. It represented America versus Britain. It represents white versus black. It represents man versus man. I mean, it was a lot of things being weighed here based on all the things that I was seeing on social media. But most of all, it's a man's pride. It's a man's pride. No one wants to be that guy that says, okay, you know, I let this guy beat me up twice, or I let him win twice. Now I need to win. I need to do this for my kids. I need to do this for my wife. I need to do this for my extended family. I need to do this for everybody that know me, because I can't be the Billy Badass if I can't fight, if I can't win. No one wants to be around someone trying to win. No one wants to be around the second place guy. I have to keep myself in the winning circle, because when you talk big shit, people expect you to deliver. Self-awareness TV, salute. When you talk big shit, people expect you to deliver. And when you don't deliver, now people are side-eyeing you. That is what got Wilder back in the ring. Not just the money, but the side eye, the whispers in the dark. The social media contribution to saying, you ain't as good as you are, brother. Now I'm thinking that a regular Joe might be able to get in the ring with you. Because when a man tells me my right hand is the right hand of God, well, that means I need to stay away from your right hand. I need to make you lose your left hand. You ever know those players or heard of those players for basketball that can only go to their left side or go to their right side? They're not what, ambidextrous? Am I saying that right? They can't drive both with both arms. The fact of the matter is, when you tell me your strength, I'm going to use your strength against you. When you tell your opponent your strengths, my strength is X, Y, and Z. Okay, I'm going to make sure that I incapacitate your X, Y, and Z. And now I'm going to have to make you use A, B, and C. How many people thought that Wilder was one-dimensional in that fight? First and second round, pretty good or whatever it case to be. But as time slowly went on, you kind of scratch your head and say, bro, like you're not impressing me right now. As loud as you was, as cocky, not confident, as cocky as you was, you kind of pulled on our heartstrings when you started using the whole Wakanda look. And I'm a lion. What's crazy is sometimes you don't have to talk a big game. You just have to bring a big game. And I think a lot of times, especially in certain communities, we do a great job at talking big game, but when it's time to actually show and tell, we fall short of the glory. And I think that's what Wilder really showcased to me. Like, there was a lot of people where, I applaud him for getting the ring, I applaud him for doing this, and I applaud. And my thing about it is, for some reason, just like Sha'Carri Richardson, we like to baby people. We like to baby people. First of all, you knew you was getting in the ring, and you knew what you was up against. There's a lot of people can commentate, a lot of people can say shoulda, woulda, couldas, or whatever it case be, but you know what you're up against. Can you imagine me going into a part of town, any city or whatever case, that's a rough part of town, and somebody was telling me about it. Oh man, they over there, they crazy, they wild, and blah 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 blah. Right? It's one thing to hear about it versus see it for yourself. So I go into this part of town, they shooting, they stabbing, everybody fighting, it's all types of crazy nonsense or whatever. And then for some reason, I feel the need to have to go back and prove myself. Well, I already know what I'm up against. You see what I'm saying? I already know that, hey, I'm going to need a certain amount of ammunition. I'm going to need a certain type of vehicle. I'm going to need a certain bulletproof vest. I might even need help, but the fact of the matter is, you know what you up against. I believe that Fury gave Deontay Wilder nightmares. Because he thought in his mind, he thought within his circle, he thought with his friends that he was the lion. He was the loud one. He was the cocky one. He was the one in control of the situation. He had the right hand of God. So my next question to you guys, how many of your friends promote you to a state of delusion? Like, they're not getting you prepared. They're not giving you the real. See, here's the thing: when you set a realistic tone, a realistic conversation, you set a realistic foundation, you can build from that. You can build from that. But if you build it on smoke and mirrors, it's going to be difficult for you to really understand where your foundation is. Was he a better Wilder? He was a bigger Wilder. He was a stronger Wilder, but was he a mentally prepared Wilder? I don't think he was mentally prepared. How many of you guys get back in relationships, your girl or your boyfriend or your homeboy or whatever, your day one tells you, hey, you're ready for a relationship. You didn't heal from the last one. Hell, you just got out the last relationship last week, and your friend's like, you need to get back out there and date. You need to hurry up. I'm going to hook you up. Blind date. Don't worry about it. They hype you up, but you wasn't ready. And the first time you see something that reminds you of your ex, you run. But it could have been something simple, it could have been something small, but the reality of it is, you wasn't prepared. How many people are not prepared, but they have people around you hyping you up, putting you in uncomfortable situations? Now, I'll be the first one to say, sometimes you have to be in uncomfortable situations, just to grow and to prosper, but not in situations Well, it's going to be a detriment to you. I think Wilder put himself in a situation that's going to be a detriment. Wilder did not want people to say, you survived. Good job. He wanted people to say that he was the top dog. He was the man. And he didn't get that. He didn't get that. Nothing about his conversation showcased, or before the fight, showcase that, you know what, I'll just be happy going in there to do my best. He was like, I'm going in there to destroy something. And when you listen to Fury have a conversation and him talk, I didn't get that energy. I didn't get the need to prove anything. I didn't get the need to say that I'm the biggest and the baddest and I'm the this and I'm the that. And it's just like, well, does that send a message out to the rest, to everybody else, to say, well, maybe we should talk less and do more? Maybe that's what it's about. I mean, there's a lot of people who talk big game, but when it comes down to it, they're not about that life. I mean, if that's your profession, which that's Wilder's profession or whatever, I do expect you to be prepared for work. I expect, if you work at 7-Eleven and your job is the cash register, I expect you to handle the cash register. If your job is a boxer, I expect you to go in there and be a boxer, not a brawler, a boxer. That's just like with the Sha'Carri Richardson situation. Like, I expect you to keep up with your training. I expect you to be a runner, you know, be a track star. And when you fail to do that, and I hold you responsible for that, don't look at us, the community, and say, oh, well, it's y'all fault. I blame y'all. Well, blame your work ethic. Blame your lack of performance. Blame yourself for not keeping the same energy. I truly believe that there are some people out there that they pride themselves on putting people around them that's going to hype them up past delusion. And that's when failure sets in. That's when failure sets in. Now, do I think Wilder, do I think he has talent? Yeah, I think he has talent. But Wilder, like these situations that I see, and we talk about tough love and a conversation or whatever, to me, I see more than just surface level conversation. We can easily get in there and say, you know, this and this and that and this about Wilder. We can make excuses for Wilder, or we can look at a bigger picture. And to me, Wilder represents a lot of men, you know, and women that talk a big game because they have people around them to promote that big game, to help say, yeah, you right, you right. Amazing cheerleaders. Not really support systems, but amazing hype men. Wilder did a good job at helping to promote this fight. If you were a black man, a white man, you were this of that community, of this or this or that, yeah, okay, yeah. I just think that sometimes silence can be deadly, and then when you open your mouth, that's just the nail in the coffin. And in this case, you know what I'm saying, when they say speak softly and carry it, you know what I'm saying, carry a big stick, I just feel like in the battle of words or aggression outside the ring, Wilder won. But when it was time to do his job in the ring, he failed. And this is what I also noticed too, because a lot of people be in this state of delusion, right? You ever notice that when people talk shit, 9 times out of 10, they can't stand on their own? And I think this was a great opportunity to really point this out. Most of the times when people talk shit, they can't stand on their own. They need a group of people to join them. And I think that Wilder found out he found out real fast that no matter how much shit you talk, when it comes down to a one-on-one situation, it's only you. But I find like a lot of people do not want to be in that one-on-one situation. They do not want them problems. They're not about that life. They're not pulling up. I see that, but sometimes, like I said, you can have those friends, they hype you up to a state of delusion where they'll make you feel that you're invincible. They'll make you feel like you're that dude, or you're that woman, or you're that savage. I went back and I was watching Deontay Wilder's interviews, and I wanted to watch Tyson Fury's too, and I wanted to see, prior to the fight, who would I have picked to win? Who would I have picked to win? Who would I have said, you know what, they're actually putting in the work? I'm telling y'all, I was really on the fence. Of course, as someone that prides themselves on being a man, you know, you can kind of say, you know what, I like the energy. I like the you know, it's like when you're playing football or whatever. There's no soft conversation on the football field. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of shit talking. It's a lot of men being men. You know what I'm saying? In that sport, at least. So I can understand the energy that Wilder gives off. I can understand it. But I can also say that being in the military, especially when you go out and you do certain missions, or you have certain tasks and duties and responsibilities or whatever, it's not about being loud. It's not about everybody look at me. It's about accomplishing a mission. And I feel like if Wilder would have focused more on the mission of winning, then he would have won. He would have lasted longer. Because to me, after the second round, Wilder was gone. After the second round, he was done. And I said this in my last video, what I'm kissing me. Of course, Wilder gained more weight. As you gain more weight, you get more sluggish because you're not used to carrying that weight. So in your mind, you feel like you're fast, but in reality, you're not as fast. You could be stronger, that don't mean you're faster. Now, here's the thing. As Tyson Fury, he was a bigger guy who dropped weight. So now you got all of that power coming at you faster. Too much partying, I definitely agree. Too much showboating, I definitely agree. Too many people around you saying, don't worry about it, you got it. You the man. You the woman. Like people, that's what I'm saying. Do you have those type of friends around you that hype you up to the extent you find yourself shit out of luck? You find yourself missing the mark. And that's what I want to remind you guys. Make sure that when you have your support system, whether it's just all family members, close friends, whoever is the mix of your, some of y'all got frenemies and naysayers as support systems. But that's another conversation. The fact of the matter is, make sure that your support system is providing realistic support in a timely manner, is making sure that they help you promote a solid foundation. I don't believe that Wilder had a solid foundation. His actions, his verbiage, like when I see certain people, how they carry themselves, how they overexert themselves, I'm like, you're not gonna have no energy. And that's what happened. I'm gonna talk shit for 2 solid rounds. And then now the third round, you a little bit quieter. Fourth round, you a little bit quieter. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you can't keep the same energy. Well, I got a problem with that. Because you was talking cash shit. You talked about my mama, you talked about my daddy, you talked about my kids, you talked about this, now I want you to keep the same energy. So I'm gonna be honest with you. I think it's more or less embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Because when it's time to find out what you're made of, ladies and gentlemen, whether you black, white, Chinese, Hispanic, whatever your nationality or race, color, or creed is, if you talk shit to the point where now it's time to show and prove, I don't care who you thought you were, now it's time to show and prove. And if you can't prove what you've been talking about, if you can't accomplish whatever it is that you're supposed to accomplish, people are going to look at you sideways. Tyson Fury said something about Wilder, him respecting Wilder, and Wilder disrespecting him, didn't want to shake his hand, didn't want to do this, X, Y, and Z, yada, 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 right? Salute, salute. Here's my thought process, right? Wilder does not display a spirit of a champion. He displays someone who has been aggressive a lot of times in his life, he's probably been the, we talk about the David and Goliath story. Everybody knows about David versus Goliath. Wilder has been the Goliath in his life. Wilder has been the Goliath in his lifetime. You can tell. You ever found somebody who's never really went up against nobody like themselves? And I don't believe Fury's like, I believe Fury's on another level. But the fact of the matter is, I also believe that Wilder was used to fighting people that's already mentally given him the fight. Fury didn't mentally give him the fight. He didn't get in the ring like, oh my God, I gotta feel the right hand of God. Like, I'm concerned, but I don't fear you. I'm concerned, but I don't fear you. And I think that Fury did a great job at saying, yeah, you're a good fighter. You're a good fighter. But I'm going to show and prove. I'm going to show up for the event. And I just think that mentally, it says a lot. I'm telling y'all, man. And I know we can have a conversation. Let's just have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? That is the issue that we have with a lot of people, that they feel like because they're black, they're stronger, they're smarter, they're faster, they're this, they're that. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Larry Bird was one of the best players in the NBA. Can you compare Larry Bird to a LeBron James? How many people think you can compare a Larry Bird to LeBron James? Not Michael Jordan, not Kobe Bryant, Larry Bird. Now, some people would say, well, you know, this person got more championships, this person got more points, this person is big, etc., etc. And see, the thought process is when you look at a person, you say, because of your size, you automatically the victor. I've seen those stigmas get proven false numerous times. Because of your size, you automatically are the victor. Because you're black, you're automatically the victor. And I think with that frame of mind, with that thought process, you're always going to be behind the bar. Ha, that's a pun. But you're always going to be behind the people that don't think like that. You're putting yourself in a box when you think like that. You're putting yourself in a box. I'm going to go get a basketball team. And on that basketball team, I'm going to, let's say I have a plethora of players to pick from, but I pick all of the black people. Okay, cool. Those black people are used to being stars of their team, right? Not passing the ball, don't have any fundamental skills, you know, can only go to one side with the ball, so they only can go to their right, they can't use their left. They don't have any stamina, so they only used to playing short games. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? You got to make sure that you start looking at the entire picture and not just trying to say, well, because you're this race, you should be this and this and this. And I believe a lot of people thought because Wilder was louder, he was black, he was big, he was going to win. And the fact of the matter is, that's why they made it racial. That's why they said, oh, it's black man versus white man. I automatically know the black man going to win. And that's not always the case. But you have people out there that think like that. And that's dangerous. That's an inside the box type situation. I think if you're going to talk shit, you got to be able to back it up. I don't care what color you are. And if you can't back it up, then expect people to look at you sideways. But it's a lot of people that was applauding Wilder's performance. It was, the fight was like $80. Somebody said, I'm so sorry, I laughed my ass off at that fight. Like I said, I thought the first two rounds were good. I thought both people were kind of, exchanging some good punches, body shots, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I just thought the energy was good, but I thought that the eagerness to win was not more than the fear of the man. I believe that Fury he kind of you got that kid that don't get what they want, so they throw a tantrum, and they're sad. They kind of got that sad face. Like every time to me Wilder got off the ground, he had this sad face about him. Like, man, shit, I knew it. This disappointment about him. It wasn't like, I'm gonna be honest with you, Wilder would have hit the ground way faster if the ropes wasn't where they were, or if Fury didn't think that he was about to like try to hug him, so he was actually holding him up when he was putting him in the headlock. He would have hit the ground way faster. That thing would have been over way more. I think that his I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think Wilder knew. I think he was already defeated before he got in the ring. Whatever happened in those first two fights, I think that it changed him. And I think that, once he hit the ground the first time, he started automatically reliving the first two fights. Y'all may not agree, but when you got that type of trauma, you have to deal with that trauma. Didn't I just say that for those people that be in those egotistical, narcissistic, toxic relationships, and then the first thing they want to do, they got friends and say, man, go ahead out there and date, man. Go ahead out there and jump back on the horse. Get in the game. But you're not ready to get in the game. You didn't heal. You didn't deal with that trauma. Wilder didn't heal. He didn't deal with that trauma. And that's the problem. That's unhealthy. And just as Wilder was getting his ass knocked around that ring, that's some people in real life getting their ass knocked around the ring called life. Because people are not telling you to heal, to get to know you, build your foundation. Don't worry about that vagina. Don't worry about that penis. Don't worry about keeping up with the Joneses. Don't worry about saving face. Don't worry about being egotistical. Don't worry about being a narcissist, being toxic. Worry about healing. For some reason, we don't promote healing. We promote, oh man, overlook it. Savage your way through it. Savage your way through it. It's cool. It'll all work out. But what happens is when you don't heal, you're developing scabs on wounds that have big holes in them. So there's no foundation. So if a little pressure gets applied to that scab, guess what happens? The scab doesn't hold up. So you really feeling the pain. You really feeling the anxiety, the stress, the drama, the direct pain of whatever that is. And now not only are you dealing with what's happening presently, you're dealing with the wounds and scars from before, because they never heal. They're still there. And then this is now I'm gonna really hit you with some psychology. The person that's causing you the present damage, the present anxiety, they can see that you're not healed. So they start, as they're inflicting pain on you, this is a relationship, right? As they're inflicting more pain on you, they can see the rest of the scars that ain't healed, that ain't healed yet. So they start messing with it. They start picking at it. And now you don't know what to do. You're so distraught because you never healed. You never strengthened up your mind. So, that's why you get people committing suicides, acts of violence, hiding, falling into deep, dark depression, starting to use drugs, more alcohol, spiraling out of control with sex. There's so many repercussions to not healing. And I truly believe that he didn't heal. What lessons were learned? When you look at his conversations, right? Wilder's conversations after the fight, I want y'all to think about it. We were kind of talking about this with the children shooting and stuff like that. Nothing about Wilder's conversation said that I've healed. I know what I did wrong. Everything was about being bigger. Everything was about being stronger. Well, I hit harder now. I'm more aggressive now. But are you healed? Are you better? Nothing about his conversations led you to believe that he was better. He was ready to fight. Okay, do we got music? We got a rapper? Okay, we got a rapper. Do we got a costume? We got a costume. Okay, do we got new gloves? Okay, I don't like these gloves. Let me get some more gloves. Do I got my hair braided? Okay, I got my hair braided. Do I got the baby oil? Okay, not baby oil, coconut oil. Okay, we ain't got enough coconut oil. Use some chicken grease. Use the chicken fat. Just being real. Now I know some of you guys, you know when you got those diehard people, you got those diehard people, you can't say nothing about them. Like they, regardless of whatever you think and whatever you say, it's not that, etc., etc., etc. But I want to ask you guys who are Wilder and Wilder sympathizers, right? Because to me, I just like, I like the whole boxing arena. I don't have one specific person that I love, but I do believe Fury did impress me. But the fact of the matter is, I want to ask you guys a question about Wilder. Do you believe that he mentally healed from the first two interactions or first two fights with Fury? Do you believe that he mentally healed? Fury impressed me not because he was a white boy. He had class. It was showmanship. You understand what I'm saying? It was showmanship. Even when he came out there, you know what I'm saying? He came out there on the Sparta. Now, come on, I don't know nobody that don't like Sparta. I don't know nobody that don't like that, but came out with the whole Spartan look, and then flipped into the hat with some country or some rock and roll music. I just thought it wasn't over the top, but it sent the message that I'm tough, but I like to have fun. I'm tough, but I like to have fun. I'm down to earth, but I will knock you out. I'm cool with that. But when you come out as this, like you just curious, I'm gonna be honest with you all, I feel like the damage was not done. Wilder got outperformed, outclassed, and then the whole, leaving the ring and not shaking his hand, and just the level of disrespect. I think we send the wrong message out to younger women that represent the sport, but they don't know how to be champions. They don't know how to take their L and be comfortable. Like, okay, I lost, I'll work hard and I'll come back. It's like everything is like I need to be disrespectful. No, you lost. You need to be humble. You need to go back to the gym or go to the track or you go to the golf course, whatever it is a sport consists of, you need to go work harder. But I noticed the same thing that happened with Sha'Carri Richardson. First thing that you want to do is you want to deflect and you want to blame everybody around you. I'm getting rid of my coach. I'm getting rid of my trainer. I'm getting rid of this. Get rid of your attitude. Get rid of your attitude. Get rid of your nonsense. Wow, the girlfriend face though when he got knocked out. Bruh. Self-awareness is crazy. Hey, listen, man. I like the one-on-one, a mano-a-mano in the ring, two men doing what they do. But I don't know if I even would want my wife there. I don't know, man. Maybe I don't know. But I don't know. I don't even know if I would want my wife there, because to me that was embarrassing, man. That was embarrassing, because I feel like, he wasn't mentally there, and I think that for his wife and for all the rest of those people that's around him on a daily basis, I would be like, man, let's set our sights on a new horizon. Says he needs to work on his jab, head movement, combos. I totally agree. My thing about it is, if the thought process is I got my guard up and I'm coming in, and your first thought process is to do this, I'm gonna wake you up. I'm gonna wait, especially if my corner, my trainer is telling me, bro, he's ducking, uppercut. You know what I'm saying? I mean, his reach was a little bit longer, but my thought process is, jab, make him duck the head and then uppercut. I mean, it was to me, it was a lot. It wasn't just exhaustion. I believe that he was exhausted because of the weight that he gained, and he wasn't used to going that many rounds. But I also think that he was mentally tired. Ladies and gentlemen, it is great to have brawn. It is great to be able to go in the gym and make a whole lot of noise and lift the, like you didn't lift like 800 pounds. It's good, it's great, right? But if you don't have stamina, you will lose. You will lose. I don't care how big you are. I don't care how bad you think you are, how loud you talk, how many gang signs you throw up, how many tattoos you got. I don't care who you know outside the ring. If you don't have the stamina, you will lose. I don't care if you toss. I'm telling you, you will lose. Because if you have someone that, first of all, they have the stamina and they technical. Fury just happens to be a big guy that's a technical fighter. His dad was a bare knuckle boxer. I don't know. Well, I know about bare knuckle, but I don't know about an official bare knuckle fighting. But I'm sure that that's a tough upbringing. Man, just clicked on, and everything you're saying is absolutely true. Preach, big dog. I appreciate that. Thank you. I mean, the thought process is, man, I'm disappointed in athletes that get out there on this main stage, this national stage, and as soon as they lose, they have this unsportsmanlike conduct, and it's like, yo, he's representing black people. And it's like, nah, bro, he ain't representing me. He not representing us. He representing him, his family, and whoever else rock with him or whatever it can be. Because no, if I get in there and I talk as if I'm dominant over you because I'm black. I'm dominant over you because I'm bigger than you or because I got more tattoos. Like, and I talk shit. I expect the same energy, the same conversation when you lose. Hey, great fight, man. You were the better man tonight. That don't mean he the better man in life. That just means right now he's won. He's the victor. That don't make you a loser for life. But I think that your character and how you carry the situation will make you a loser. You understand what I'm saying? Not just the L on the track, or on the field, or on the court. It will make you a loser in real life. Champions don't promote bad sportsmanship. They understand that they were bested that night, but that don't make them sorry or insignificant for life. And I think how you carry yourself, like I see a lot of people, not only just in life, but content creators, like, it's like I need to do something crazy, wild, and disrespectful, and and it's just like, man, that's not how men carry themselves. That's not what we do, or that's not what we should do. I know everybody falls short of glory sometimes, and sometimes we do promote a level of savagery, but the fact of the matter is, I just feel like when you have eyes on you, this is your opportunity to showcase what you really about. And I believe that Wilder, you showcase this thug mentality, country, whatever you want to mix in there, thug, country boy, whatever it is you want to mix into that conversation, whatever it is that you represented. You let your children down. You let the people that support you down, not because you lost the fight, but because you showed a lack of sportsmanship. You showed that you don't know what a champion is. Even when Fury beat you for the third time, he still was saying that you are a great, phenomenal boxer. He's still saying that if I'm the best in the world, then he's the second best. Bruh, that's powerful. That's a conversation from a champion, for a champion, for people who respect champions. I don't know. Y'all let me know, man. I'm about to get up in here. It's crab leg day. It is crab leg day. You know what I'm saying? So I'm about to get in and eat my crab legs. But the fact of the matter is, man, I'm hoping that you guys are having a phenomenal day. I don't have any discontentment towards Wilder. I just hope that we can do better as men and women. When we got an opportunity to speak, say what you mean and mean what you say. You don't have to backtrack. You don't have to, oh, my bad, and all this other crap. Do what it is that you're supposed to do. And Wilder, you had an opportunity to face a man that you feel have bested you twice. And even if I don't believe that he went in there and left it all on the table. I don't believe that was his best. I believe he went in there mentally distraught, and the minute old boy started hitting him and he hit that ground, he went back to day one. He went back to day two of him saying, I may not win. People may see me for who I am. And what they saw was a man that is loud, that is cocky, that feels that, you know, normally the people that I guess he's faced, he's bigger than. So when you find somebody that, like, I'm not scared of your size. I'm not scared of your bark. I'm not scared of your aggression. I'm not scared of your cockiness. Now let's have the conversation. Because me personally, I find that a lot. Like, when you're not intimidated by how many subscribers a person got, how long they've been on social media, who they know, etc. Like, let's have a conversation. I get your resume. I get your resume. But let's have a conversation. I believe when you're only taught to think one way, inside the box, when someone forces you to think outside the box, you become distraught. Wilder was distraught because he was facing someone who didn't fear him. He was facing someone who didn't care how loud he was. In certain communities, whoever is the loudest, whoever used the most vulgarity, whoever talks about your mama, whoever does something wild and crazy, oh, they won! They obviously won because they were the loudest. They screamed, they cursed you out, they disrespected you. When a person is like just cool, calm, and collective, and the minute you touch them or you come into their vicinity, now it's go mode. Wilder showcased what the average person that don't think does, what the average person that's over emotional does. And it's weakness. It's a sign of weakness. All of that strength and power. When I look at Wilder, I see strength and power. But when he talks, I see weakness. When it's time for him to perform, I see weakness. But Wilder represents those same men and women that we see on a regular basis. They look strong. They got the whole strong mentality, the whole, you know, the ambiance of strength. But when you talk to them, you give them an opportunity to have the conversation, they don't bring any value to the conversation. Well, since I can't bring no value to the conversation, I'll just troll the conversation. I'll disrupt the conversation. Hell, I'll talk about your beard. I'll talk about this and I'll talk about that. But they can't have a conversation with you. Wilder is one of those people that showcases he can't have the conversation. What would be the conversation? The conversation would be boxing. The conversation would be getting in the ring and saying, I'm going to stand in front of you with the world watching and prove why I am a great fighter. He didn't prove that. He didn't prove that. He proved that his mouth is going to cash a check that he ain't got the money for. Mental health is real, folks. Mental health is real. If you are going through something, make sure that you heal from whatever it is that you're going through. Get help. Wilder needed people that were going to help him mentally, not just physically. They got him stronger, they fed him, they made sure that he trained, he worked out, he did this, he did, you know. But they didn't make sure that he was good mentally. I would have definitely, as a trainer, got him a psych evaluation, and I definitely would have said, what mentally did you do wrong? Wilder gave up on himself. You don't give up on yourself. Whatever it is that you're going through, don't be a Wilder. Don't have to get knocked out 3 times and say, well, maybe I should do something different. Maybe I should have healed from the first time I got my ass punched. I got a lot of hype men around me. I got a lot of hype women. I got a lot of, hey! I got a lot of people who like to party and turn up and get lit. We outside. I got a lot of people who talk a good game around me. So sometimes you fall into that rut of talking a good game. But now, you got to go a mano a mano. Ladies and gentlemen, life is the person that you're facing. Life is the entity that you're facing. You got to go a mano, face to face. You can't hide with your friends, throw up gang signs, talk about a whole bunch of reality show, TV nonsense. You have to face life head on. Don't lose 3 times and then say, well, maybe I should start healing. Maybe I should start living my best life now. That Wilder thing, to me, it's deeper than him just losing. It showcases what I don't want to see in men and women that I can connect to. I'm connecting to men and women right now. My conversation right now is making someone look at this in a whole different light. Damn, am I letting life punk me? Am I not healing? Have I healed from that last situation that life threw at me? Am I uppercutting? Am I jabbing? Ladies and gentlemen, mental fitness. Work on it. If you don't know who I am, I'm Mario J. This is Tough Love. Until next time, I normally say adult up, but now I'm going to say uppercut. Peace. I'm going to holler at y'all.